Okay, I've had a few kids send me private messages about how do I write a source analysis. Now, I want to start by saying I'm a little bit concerned about this because this is something that not only should you have done in grades 10 and 11, and maybe even grade 9, but more importantly, it is going to be a part of your final. This is not the kind of assignment that you need to know what I, Mr. Miller, am thinking. It's just a standard assignment that everyone needs to know how to do. So I'm just going to run through it, but to be quite honest, this should be very, very similar to what you've been hearing all along. Now, attached with this post is an outline that you can use to organize your thoughts. You can also, and I'll put a link in there as well, to some exemplars from other grade 9 classes. So let's go through this. You're going to get three sources. One, two, three, and you're going to have to spend one paragraph on each source explaining what is this source talking about. Then, after those three paragraphs are done, you basically want to find relationships between the sources, how they would react to each other, and how they would react to, other topics we've done in this class. So, the first one says, in Quebec, we are a people, we are a nation, and as a nation, we have a fundamental right to keep, maintain, and protect our territory. Canada is divisible because it's not a real country. There are two people, two nations, and two territories, and ours is one. So, what is this person talking about? They're really talking about Quebec separatism. So, you're going to start by saying, according to the above quote, the author is talking about Quebec separation. And then, for something like this, and for all source analysis, the key is to pull the specific details. When it's a quote, you want to look at the key words. For example, he says fundamental, as in they have a specific and absolute right to defend their territory. It says Canada is not a nation because we're divisible. We are a collection of nations. Sorry, I'm going to rush through this because I only have a 5-minute limit. This next one, you can pause and look at it. You would start it by saying, according to source 2, the author believes that Justin Trudeau has been a disastrous president who has been too self-absorbed while nationalism has destroyed the country. We know this because he's taking a selfie. That's a kind of a self-indulgent thing to do. When we look behind him, we can see that Western separation and Quebec nationalism have torn the country apart, and he is not paying attention to it. The last one, and often they'll have like a graph or a photo. According to the third source, or source 3, the author is talking about contending loyalties. Here you have a member of the RCMP. However, he's wearing a turban. Now, this was a controversy when this first came out because, as a member of the RCMP, he's not supposed to wear a turban, he's supposed to wear that red Stetson hat. So, you can see that the picture shows he's a very loyal Canadian. He has the flag in the background, he's serving his country, yet he also is very loyal to his religion as a Sikh, or Sikh, however you pronounce it. So, that is a very, very quick overview of how you would do the first three paragraphs. The final part of it, and this is the hardest part, is the relationship paragraph, in which you're basically going to say what the three sources say to each other. Like, for example, source 3 would disagree with source 2. Source 3 thinks that we can have contending loyalties and be a very functional society, while source 2 thinks that contending loyalties will destroy our society. Source 2 would agree with source 1 in that having specific and separate identities like Quebec or Western alienation is something that cannot exist in a unified Canada. The more separate our identities are, the more we would be torn apart. Now, before I run out of time, the key thing you want to do with this, so those are first of all, those are your four paragraphs. Analyze this source, analyze this source, analyze this source. And then you write one paragraph into how the sources would relate to each other. If you need any more details, refer to my outline. But the key thing you want to do is throw a lot of course terminology. Show me what you have learned. If you're talking about norms versus laws, then mention the word norms and define what norms are. If you're talking about collectivism, use that specific word. All of these are things that will help you out with your source analysis. Anyways, I hope this helps. I will put a link to an outline and a exemplar in D2L. Anyways, I hope this helps, and thank you.